are back with the Afterwatch. I'm Tim, and with me is...
As always, Evan.
That's right, we are talking about My Hero Academia, episode 63, Unrivaled.
Unrivaled!
That kind of sounded like some old ghost.
I feel like I was trying to tap into Gran Torino, like, mid losing his mind, where he's kind of like, I'm a little man, I need my little cookies.
It was more of that whole, what do you call that, Christmas, Jacob Marley stuff.
Ah, dang. Well, yeah. I'll work on it for next time.
But next time, we're going to be doing OVAs because this is the last episode of Season 3.
Season finale! How's that? Was that one better?
I
Okay.
I like it.
All right.
Anyway, before we get into it, reminder, guys, subscribe if you haven't. We appreciate all the love, all the comments, all the reviews.
The YouTube.
Go check out our YouTube channel if you want. It's Afterwatch. Right now, it's just audio versions of what we got going on here. Anyway,
right. But cooler-ish.
Anyway, if you do want to send us any comments, concerns, questions that we can answer here on the show, as we're going to do later on.
We love questions, by the way.
Yeah. Fictionalquestions@gmail.com. Anyway, let's get into it. It's the last episode of the season. It's kind of weird. My Hero Academia, they don't end on big notes, I feel like.
Right. They leave you hanging. They leave you wanting more. And
definitely, it's like the arc ends just a couple episodes before the end of the season, and then there's like a little bit of, I don't want to call it filler, because it's preparing you for what's to come next.
And it makes you wonder, I mean, do you think, is this like, obviously it's on purpose, but
yeah,
is that something like, because you're so used to every other show where it ends on that arc finale, as to where they kind of end that finale and then they serve you up and make you expect or want to see what's next. Like, they really leave it open-ended.
Well, I think it's also has to do with the way that that they write it. They write the actual manga and stuff. Because
so
there's
is
a
the
lot
manga written in the same kind of
there's big arcs, and then there's smaller arcs.
Okay, so in the show we're more used to seeing the large arcs.
Well, I mean, they fit them all. They fit them all in there. I mean, this, I guess that thing at the end, the big 3, is a small kind of arc, maybe.
Oh, is that considered an arc? Is that okay?
I don't know.
Okay,
I don't know.
All
not
right.
really.
I'll go with
but
it.
there's things in the middle of different. Like I can think of in the middle of season 4. We'll get to it. There's a small arc where they go back to provisional licenses and stuff.
Right. Okay,
but,
I gotcha.
Saying any more would be spoilers.
No,
we're actually not
do
talking
that.
about that.
No.
We're going to talk about this. So,
yes.
The big 3 have entered the class. You know, we were talking last time. Eraser is giving, basically telling all the classmates that about the hero work studies, right?
Right.
And what's expected and what's going on with all that. So what they do is they bring in the big 3 to talk about this. Yeah.
Exactly. And they walk in and they have a presence. You know, everyone's in awe.
Deku's freaking out a little bit. He's like, I know all these people and everything. But he's also freaking out because he saw that guy last time.
Right.
Mirio doing his little whoop, his
weird stalker thing.
Facing the wall, facing the ground.
Mm-hmm.
It's super creepy.
But
he's talking about how they're practically pros, basically. They're third years, so they're almost about to graduate and be doing actual pro hero work.
Right.
Not everyone is so excited about how powerful they are, though. You have Mineta over there, who's basically target acquired, zoom and enhance.
Oh,
zoom,
yes.
Zooms.
That is one of, I think, 3 scenes with him where I'm like, yep, that is pure Mineta right there.
It's pretty crazy, though.
Yeah.
But Juri, I guess they play into that. She's always
asks him about his balls.
Well, okay, we'll get there.
Yeah.
Because first, Deku's talking about how they left a strong impression when they were at the sports festival at one point.
Right.
Mirio, and he's like basically buck naked out there, right?
Yep. They say they didn't even place, they didn't win, but they all left an impression.
Yeah, so what's that all about?
I mean, Mirio falling naked is a big impression.
But why didn't they do well if they're the big 3? That's what I'm saying.
Uh, it could have been on purpose. It
Hmm?
could, because, as everyone knows, when you stand out, you become a target.
Yeah. Or I was thinking, is it kind of like on how things, trend on Twitter or whatever is like the most important thing of the day or whatever, but they're not actually not that important.
Oh, okay, I
Do you
can
know what
see
I'm
that.
saying?
Yeah.
So, like, other people who did something really crazy stood out, but they didn't stand out for their actual powers. They just stand out because he was,
A
you know,
goofball.
a goofball. Yeah. Why doesn't he take care of that? He
Mm.
has a hero suit.
Yeah, he doesn't
Th-
care.
He doesn't care.
He
This
doesn't.
is high school.
Yeah, he doesn't care. All he cares about is becoming the best hero.
Yeah, I guess we'll get there.
Yeah.
But it's funny. Amajiki steps up, and everyone's really kind of freaked out by him. They
His
think at
look,
first he's
his
like really
stare.
intense,
Yeah.
you know.
Intense.
But no, he's really just too freaked out to even talk.
He's
He,
super shy.
well, yeah, he's
Super
like he's
shy.
trying to picture them as potatoes.
Yeah. I can still see their bodies. I can't do this. Oh, I'm gonna
He
pass
just wants
out.
to, yeah. And then Najire starts asking all these really weird questions. Like she asks Shoji, "What's up with the mask?" And
And
Todoroki, "What's up with the burn?"
like,
And like Ashido, how the horns and stuff like that, right?
right? If
Well,
those break off, will they grow back? Like,
yeah.
mm.
Is
Those
Sue
balls.
really a tree frog?
Hey,
What's the deal with that?
Hey, Minetta, those balls in your head, is that your hair or your balls? How do you cut your hair? She
Oh
wants
my
to know
god.
about my balls.
Oh my gosh. But then Kaminari says, "Well, she's a total airhead, so that's even cuter." Is that true?
Yeah. No, I don't. I mean, we'll learn more about them in the coming up seasons, But I don't think she's an airhead. I think she's actually super smart. She's just very overly curious.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. But maybe what he's saying about a girl or I mean, whatever, a person who is an airhead, does that make them cuter?
I think in the anime world, yeah, because they have that
Well,
that they have that ditzy cuteness.
yeah. Is that some kind of like youthful vigor? Like, oh, I'm just so excited about everything. So
Oh yeah, come
people are
on.
kind of drawn to that because it's
Ochaku has
fun?
that, but in a different
Huh?
way. She has
Oh, yeah, I
that
guess.
excitement, cuteness. Yeah,
But
absolutely.
she's all like gunhead, excited, and ready to
Her
go. And
she's an intense
yeah.
excited as to where you've got the ditzy excited. So it's just different types, but they're out there.
Yeah, I wouldn't say Ochako Uraka is ditzy. I would say maybe more Ashido. She's a little bit more.
I can
But
see that.
anyway, yeah. But then Mirio steps up and he's ready to give his talk, right?
Mm-hmm.
Eraserhead's just super upset, like this is all completely irrational and everything else, right?
He gets so mad.
But then Mirio is just like, the future is going to be awful. And crickets.
Right?
What's the joke there?
What were we supposed to say?
Was it supposed to be the future is going to be
Awful.
great, right? And then
I
because he said awful, people were supposed to say, "What? What the heck?" And is that what's going on?
I don't know. He said his punchline failed, or his call and return was failed. Like he
Yeah, because I think he was trying to set up like a twist. Like everyone expects him to say one thing, so he says the exact opposite, but then everyone's just like, "What?"
Yeah, epic fail.
Yeah. So anyway, he's just sad because no one has humor, so they all have to fight him then, right?
Yeah, right. Yeah. Oh, you
He's
guys
like,
aren't
"Well,
funny. You better fight me."
yeah, it's
What?
not his fault.
Yeah.
He's
Yeah.
funny."
Yeah, he's fun and funny.
Yeah.
It's this class that has no humor.
Right,
We're gonna
right. So
fix
he's
that.
going to show them how it's done.
Yeah. And the best is instantly the other two are like, don't do it. Don't say it. Like right before he says, I have an idea. He's like, nah, don't do that. Don't do it. Oh, you're going to fight me. Damn it. He did it.
So yeah, he wants the whole class to take him on.
Yeah.
Not the other two. The other two are just sitting off the side, right? So some of them start, they just want to rush him, like Kirishima and everything, right?
Right.
But then Deku totally steals his thunder. He just rushes in.
Well, remember, he's like, no, I'm taking him first. And he's like, oh, you stole my thunder.
Right.
Ah. Well, remember, like we have this whole buildup that Deku's like, all right, he's the number one guy. This guy is the perfect guy for me to fight against.
Mm-hmm.
So then, and literally, as soon as he's like, all right, here I go, and he just flies at him, and then whoop,
Yeah.
oh, I'm naked.
So So yeah, it's phasing, so his clothes are falling off, but he's warping too. At least that's what they think is going on.
Right.
And it's pretty upsetting because he's beating all these people down. Do you think he's beating them down because they're just weirded out by the fact that he's running around naked?
Well, remember he doesn't even he hits one person when he teleports,
Yeah.
and to start with, all the girls are freaking out because he's naked. So
Oh,
they
of
are
course.
everyone's caught off guard.
Yeah.
No one's getting hit or anything yet. And then
No.
he's like, "Oh, my bad."
It's just weird. Well, first he's still running around. I
Oh,
mean,
that's
they're
right.
thinking about this is the guy who's closest to the number one spot,
Right.
including here all the heroes. Like this is the guy that they expect to take, or they expected to take All Might's position. He does this move though, the eyeball crush,
Yes.
where basically he's running and he kind of like pushes like he's gonna finger through at their eye, and then he phases right through their head and then freaks and then he beats them.
So that move, remember, he used that move after Deku actually understood what he did and predicted where he was going to be.
Right.
So he popped up and he was like, "Oh, this dude know where I was going to be." And Deku would have kicked him in the face had he not phased his foot through him. And then that's when he phased his hand into his eye, forcing him to close his eyes.
Yeah. It's an
Which,
ultimate move.
yeah, yeah.
So yeah, he basically beats everybody down. He apologizes if they got a peek at his willy.
Well, remember, first he says,
That's
he starts
so
off
terrible.
he goes, "Okay, I'm going to take out all the long range fighters first."
Right.
He takes all them out, then he goes and fights Deku and all the bruisers, if you will.
Yeah. The
So,
tanks, the bigger
yeah, he definitely
fighters.
takes the tanks out, and he one punches everybody.
Right.
Everybody in the stomach.
Like I said, it's surprise, but it's also just shock and repulsion, I think.
I think the girls were repulsed. The guys didn't really trip. The guys were just kind of like, "What the hell, dude? That's weird."
Yeah. It's
But
really weird.
yeah, but they all
But
still
anyway.
tried to fight him.
Yeah, but they're talking about him, about how his power is actually permeation, where it's kind of like phasing, I guess.
Right.
Kitty Pride style or whatever. But they talk about how that matter can't be where other matter is. So if he goes underground, once he like turns off his power, it spits him out.
Yep.
That's how he's able to shoot out of the ground so quickly. And he only got that power strong because of a lot of hard work. There's so many moves in like turning one part of his body off, turning one part on, just for the simplest thing, to like walk through a wall or a
Right.
door or something, right?
And then he also talks about how when that happens, he can't breathe, he can't see, nothing.
Yeah.
All everything, like the presence of his body, everything completely disappears. He just becomes like nothing until he turns
So
it off.
it's not just about power he's talking about. It's hard work and experience. And I think that's where he's talking about, he's bringing in the hero work studies and stuff. He's like, because this is going to get you the experience. You might have a powers, but until you're in the situations where you actually need it and can use it over and over, where it gets like clockwork, you're not there yet.
So here's something that I feel like they messed up with.
Mm.
So they explain how his power works and how, some of the drawbacks of it are. But if we look at the end of last episode, he popped his face through in 2 different locations. But based on what they just described, even if he just popped his face through, his lungs aren't working because he's in the ground. So how is he talking?
Ooh.
They messed up.
I don't know.
Both times he popped his face through. In theory, based on what he described with his powers, he shouldn't have been able to do that.
That's a good question. I'd have to think about that. Guys, if you're out there and you know the answer to this, fictionalquestions@gmail.com.
Yeah.
I'll have to think about this one.
As I was watching the episode, I was like, what you just explained completely omits like what it doesn't make sense based on what he was doing in the previous episode.
But he does mention that the problem child, Deku, figured him out.
Yes.
Like you said earlier, and he bets that Sir would love to meet him.
Ooh.
Right?
I love that little plant of Sir. I loved it.
Yeah, the little seed there of like who that is.
Yes.
Well, you see him at the end, it's Sir Night-Eye.
Right, but you don't know who they are until next season.
It's true, but you do see them.
You see them, but you don't know that it's Sir Night-Eye, and you don't know that it's Bubble Girl.
Anyway, we go back to the dorms, and Buck goes yelling at everyone.
Give me your trash!
For some reason.
If you have trash, give me your trash.
For some reason, they have so much trash. Do you think they've been hoarding it like they know that it's Bakugo,
Oh,
so they're
dude.
just doing it on purpose?
He's like, you buttholes are you guys have been hoarding this trash. There's so much of it.
I really do think that that's a thing, and they're just
Ab-
like, "No," all
oh,
innocent, like,
well,
"No, this is how much trash we normally have."
right?
No.
Mineta.
No, there's no
Oh, this
way.
one's so heavy.
They must have all decided to clean out, like spring cleaning all at the same time, right?
Oh, for sure.
Just because they knew. But anyway, Deku calls Gran Torino,
Yes.
"Hey, they got these hero work studies going on.
He's like, who's
Can
this?
I?" Right.
Oh,
I
that
love it.
no good
Yeah,
successor.
useless
Useless.
successor who failed at the sports festival.
That's what it is. Oh, it was
He's
too good.
Well, yeah, it puts him in his place right there. Bam.
Oh yeah,
And like Deku already feels so bad already. Like, stop giving him hard time.
and it's tough love.
It's tough love, is it?
Yeah, I think so. Gran Torino
Oh
believes in
man,
him.
I guess
He
so.
does.
But yeah, he can't take him back for the work studies because he's got something else going on. So he's like,
Mm-hmm.
you got to figure out something else.
Yeah.
Maybe talk to your master there about a former sidekick.
Right.
Right. And that's when we head over and we see Night Eye kind of working on something.
Hmm.
Bubble Girl comes in, right?
Right. Meeting with who?
The League of Villains. And we actually
The
saw that.
League.
We kind of saw a little bit of that going on last time with Twice scoping out Overhaul. And now he's bringing him in to meet Shigaraki.
Yep.
And he's like, this is a pretty good catch,
Right. That's a big fish you got there.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
And it's I guess setting the groundwork for what happens next time, right?
Definitely. I mean,
Well, next season anyway.
next season, yeah. And I mean, without giving out spoilers, I mean that first episode is like, whoop, eye opener. Time to start it off hard.
Well, we'll get there when we get there.
Yeah.
But that's basically how it ends, with like this foreboding kind of feeling of like these villains are even taking the next step up in how they're going to, fight back against the heroes. Well,
Right.
we saw them last time. There's like chaos going on in the streets right now.
Yeah. And I feel like, so yeah, they are kind of like preparing us for season 4. But this episode really, if it totally felt like one of those fillers. It didn't really feel like it needed to be here. They could have ended the season maybe an episode early.
I don't know. This is in the manga, kind of introducing Mirio, who's a big part of things.
Okay. But I mean, they could have done that in like episode 1 of season 4.
We'll see.
Yeah.
Episode 1 does something different. But anyway, I like it. It just kind of creeped me out.
Well, end of last episode creeped me out, and then it only got worse. But then it bothered me. It bothered me as soon as they explained his power and how his power works and his limitations. As soon as I heard that,
good one. I'm gonna have to think about this.
Yeah, it bothered me so much because I'm like, how is your face talking if your lungs
Oh my
don't
gosh.
work?
Well, we have some comments, some messages I want to go over. They've actually been kind of stacking up, so we're gonna hit them
let's do it.
pretty fast and quick here.
Are we gonna hit
couple
it fast
comments.
and furious?
Ooh.
Ooh, see what I did there.
Anytime you want to bring up Toretto and the gang, that's fine with me.
Right.
From our iTunes, the Apple Podcasts over there, we had a comment from Audrey GG asking, well, after saying a couple nice things, actually asking, can you guys talk about Present Mike?
Oh, for sure. Sure we can. We'll do that. We'll do that
thought
today
we
for
had,
you.
though. Remember?
I thought we had too, but the more I think about it, I think we might have talked about Jiro.
Really?
Yeah, and not Present Mike. I think we might have made fun of Present Mike or or referenced him a bit in comparison to her power and his. But
yeah,
I the more I thought about it, I don't know that we actually did it on any of our actual episodes.
Yeah, I was thinking about this. We might have to go back through and start over with some of these.
I don't mind. I don't mind that.
Like do a Deku stats or whoever starting next season.
Yeah,
it might have to happen. Yeah, I don't know why not.
A little refresher for folks.
What's Present Mike's quirk?
Okay, so Present Mike's quirk is called Voice.
Kind
of a dead ringer.
Yeah.
It says his quirk allows him to increase the volume of his voice, giving him an ability that is similar to a sonic scream. So sounds from his quirk are strong enough to cause people's ears to bleed from far away.
Oh, yeah. We've seen that.
And it looks like his only known weakness to the quirk is that the loud sound does not travel well underground, making his quirk ineffective in underground situations.
Hmm. Okay. Whereas I think we've seen Jiro, she can plug into the ground and like shake it up.
Oh yeah, she can cause like earthquakes with hers.
Yeah, so I think that's kind of a different thing, a different. Yeah, he really is just like a big megaphone.
For sure.
Yeah.
And we see that with
What's
his
its
little megaphone that he has on his throat, right? Or
basically,
his
I think that's
amplifier
powering it.
collar or something like that, right?
Yeah, yeah.
Okay.
What are his stats?
His stats, actually pretty surprising when I looked at it.
Okay.
So his powers, grade C, 3 out of 5, not too bad. Speed, 2 out of 5, grade D, totally expected.
Mhm.
Technique, he's actually grade B, 4 out of 5.
Hmm.
Intelligence, grade A, 5 out of 5.
Well, we saw him teaching English last time, so
Yeah,
he's a
that's true.
teacher. Yeah.
And then cooperativeness, 5 out of 5, A.
Cooperativeness. I guess that's good for teaching as well.
I guess. But you've seen him season 1, I believe,
Uh-huh.
teaming up with heroes. I mean, he seems to be a really good team player.
Yeah, well, he's a longtime friend of Eraserhead. We've seen that
Right.
before he named Eraserhead.
Yeah, that's right. We do get that flashback. I forgot.
Yeah, yeah, they're longtime friends. They went to school together there at UA.
That's right.
Yeah. Um, so some trivia for him. His real name, Yamada Yazashi, is actually there's an actual radio host named Yamada Hisachi. There's like one letter off.
Oh, really?
It says here his favorite food is fried chicken.
Nothing wrong with that. I like fried
No,
chicken.
the I guess he has a word Hage, Hage on his headphones that means baldness, but I guess it's a nod to his original design as an old man. So I guess originally he was supposed to be an old man, so they just left that on there.
Oh, that's hilarious. Yeah. Is he no, I think it's only Eraser, right? In
What?
that oh gosh, it's that manga that you're reading.
Oh, the vigilante stuff?
Yeah, is he part of that?
All the pro heroes are.
So does he do some cool stuff in there?
Not as much.
Okay, never mind. He's not that
He has a radio show, it says.
cool.
Put Your Hands Up Radio. It's he broadcasts nonstop music every Friday night.
Oh, okay, that's
Yeah.
cool.
So I guess that's how that's giving back, right? That's a
Sure,
hero. Hero
sure.
entertains as well. Puts a smile on people's face,
Yeah,
That's
okay.
what All Might is all about, right?
We can roll
Making
with
sure
that.
everyone's smiling, showing that smile.
Yeah, I'm
Yeah, anyway.
sure.
A couple more comments here. We got a comment on the Apple podcast as well from smoz.world. I guess that's how you say that. And it's saying, I'm pretty sure you underrate Bakugo. Um,
I feel like they don't know you.
no, I think it might be a joke, but I think the show underrates Bakugo, honestly. This is Deku telling his story, right?
Right.
So he's got winner's edit.
Well, but remember, he
Yeah.
pretty much idolizes Bakugo, so
That's true.
he's not
So
gonna
he's
play
going to
him
show
down
him
at
in a good
all.
light.
Yeah, he's always gonna show him in a good light. So
That's true. He's the
there's
one that he looked up to.
yeah, so I don't think they're underrating him. They show him and his
Yeah.
personality. So
Hmm.
yeah.
Okay, you got a good point there. But definitely we do not.
No. Well, I'll go ahead and say I'll gladly underrate him. He's not my favorite. He's your favorite.
Yeah, no,
not
I
my
know.
favorite.
I think this comes up every now and then.
Absolutely.
Do you have any ships with Bakugo? You ever thought about that? Shipping? You know how I think we talked about before the Uraka thing.
Yeah, that's been a little thing on the internet for a while, but I don't think that's real. Nah, no.
No, well I think where they get that because,
That one
she's like
little
main girl.
right.
The fact that Deku and Bakugo are both strong main guys means they almost want to make that like a triangle. So it's kind of reading into the situation, I think. But I don't know that she would be, I think we've said it before. I think that if Bakugo finds a girl or whatever, it would be someone else. It would be someone better than him.
Do
You know what I'm
think
saying?
it would be a villain?
You've talked about that before, but I don't think so because he's so much about wanting to be the best hero that I don't think he would allow a villain to like persuade him.
But what
You know
if
what I'm saying?
what if it wasn't that they persuaded him, but that
Yeah.
he persuaded them?
I don't know. We've seen him deal with villains, and he didn't even like let them talk. He just told them to go play in traffic.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah, I don't think he gives them he would give them even a little bit of an inch. So I don't see that happening. I think it would just be some really strong hero, like maybe a pro or something, who would just put him in his place and be like, "Oh man,
Hmm.
he'd
It's
admire her," and then he'd
it's
find.
gotta be someone like his mom.
Do we know what her power is? It's
Uh,
probably the same style.
anger,
Anger.
anger,
Well, I guess that's where you get the firepower, right? The
right?
explosions of fire. That's anger
Exactly.
right there, right?
Yeah. So his mom's quirk is glycerin. So it's not explosion. So
Uh,
her quirk gives her the ability to secrete glycerin from her skin because of the
yeah.
moisturizing effect. She maintains great skin quality despite her age. So she looks younger than she is.
Oh, but that's his power too.
No, his is nitroglycerin. Hers is just
Oh.
glycerin.
Oh, I get it.
Yeah.
Okay. All
You
right.
want to know his dad's quirk?
Yeah, yeah.
Acid sweat.
Oh, what?
Does that sound familiar? His quirk allows him to secrete acidic sweat
Uh-huh.
with combustive properties from the palms
Okay,
of his
so it puts it
hands.
together.
However, he cannot forcibly secrete it. It comes out like normal sweat. If he rubs his hands together, he can create explosions.
Oh, wow. I don't see
Interesting.
that. I see that he's such a
Tame, chill dude.
understated, tame. Yeah, I
Right.
don't know.
Right.
So I didn't see that coming.
Yeah.
All right. A couple more messages. This one came from fictionalquestions@gmail.com. The message from Pidge. Have you ever had any of the voice actors from the series on your show?
Uh, no, but would love to.
I wanted to, before this whole COVID thing happened, I wanted to set up and go to all the cons and talk to people and kind of network and stuff, but obviously that didn't happen. But
Right.
hey,
But I
if
mean, there's plans in the future,
yeah,
and even
eh,
with, all this actually kind of the COVID stuff actually kind of opens the door for us because as you see a lot of shows and a lot of things, they're all doing everything remotely now.
yeah.
So who's to say we can't reach out to the voice actors of My Hero Academia and get them on?
Oh man. And also, if you guys know them,
Yeah,
tell them.
right. Have
Yeah,
them email us.
yeah, yeah. Fictionalquestions at
Yeah.
gmail.com.
If they're bored, we'll gladly interview them.
We got another message from Kayleen asking two questions. Number one, who do you think is the mole for the League of Villains at New A?
Ooh,
We've talked about this
we
before, I think
have.
multiple times. I think the last time we talked about it was the beginning of season 3, this last one, right?
Right.
Now, the tricky thing with this, I mean, would you want to guess at this point, Evan?
No, I feel like I just want to keep leaving it out in the air like that.
Yeah, because the anime obviously hasn't covered it, right?
It hasn't. No.
No, and I really don't want to spoil it for people who haven't read the manga.
Yeah. Now, okay, erase your brain and pretend
Okay.
you haven't read the manga.
Uh-huh.
Is your guess still who you thought before?
Wait, what?
Would your guess still be who? I mean, because we all guessed the last time.
Yeah, we were talking about how we think it would be some teacher,
Right.
teacher who'd been compromised. To be fair, I think there might be more than one mole.
Ooh,
That's the
the
problem.
plot
And
thickens.
yeah, I don't think I can say more.
Okay. Okay, we can leave it at that.
But at this point, I mean, it's of season 3, we don't know enough.
Okay.
Yeah. I would just repeat what I said last time. Like, I don't think it's one of the, class 1A kind of people.
Mm-hmm.
And okay, the second thing she said was, I think it'd be awesome if you did some episodes covering the manga and the movies.
Well, we can
Yeah.
gladly fulfill at least one of those two things.
Okay, which is
The movies.
right. We've already covered Two Heroes.
Right.
We did that on the timeline. We did it in between season 2 and 3, so it's there if you can find it. It's actually a longer episode, I think.
Yeah, we got really in depth with that one.
And then Heroes Rising, we've seen it, but it falls farther on the timeline, like right after season 4. So we'll do it. We'll cover it
Yeah,
then.
we're gonna hang off on it, and we
Yeah.
apologize if that upsets you, but we're trying to stick with the timeline of the series. So in order to
Yeah,
make it
well,
right,
because there's spoilers and stuff. There's
exactly.
so many Easter eggs in that movie that even I can't talk about knowing what I know.
I mean, even not having finished season 4 and then seeing that movie, I was like, oh, so much stuff's already been given away. Like I was kind of bummed. Like they should have waited to release it till after season 4 ended.
Just little things, though.
Yes.
as far as the manga goes, I would like to, in the future, cover the manga. I know that we're going to keep going as far as on this feed with the show, right?
Right.
Through season 4.
Yep.
And then at that point, I think we might cover something else until the show comes back,
Right.
right?
Yeah, we've been talking about it. We've been, kind of perusing other shows to see what might fill the gap.
Yeah, I know we've talked about a bunch of different things,
Yeah.
but as far as the manga goes, I would like to do a separate feed on the manga once season 4 finishes, because I think we could, if for those people who are ready, I think we could keep going with the manga. I don't know if you would want to do that, Evan.
Yeah, that's where I might have to bow out because I don't want to give it away for myself. Like,
No, I totally get that, and that's why I would
there's so
do it
much
as a
there.
separate feed.
Yeah, and I could totally see like you and Joelle like running with that because I think you both have been following the manga.
I don't know that she's caught up on it.
Is she not? Well, I bet she
I
would
don't
be.
know.
I don't know.
But
We may have to follow up with her on later on.
But I do know that there's so many things like we could be discussing right now that I just don't want to spoil for the non-manga people. That I think that might be fun to, to keep talking My Hero in the interim between season 4 and 5. So that's something that's in the works, and I'll let you know when we got more.
Well, and we're also, don't forget, we're going to do the
announced.
OVAs.
Well, yeah, that's true too. I think that starts next week.
I believe you're right.
And do you want to describe what OVAs are for the people not in the know?
OVA stands for original video animation.
Right.
So, and that's a kind of like a just one-off episode. It's not even considered an episode. It's just a one-off that happens somewhere in the timeline of a series.
So we'll see that next time. I think the first one we're going to go back to season 1's OVA, which came out. They did a special production for that for a Jump Festa, which is a big thing that happens in Japan every year.
Nice.
in the fall. And I think it was included with when you bought the Blu-rays or the DVD packs, you got the OVA with that too.
Nice.
But anyway, we're going to talk about that, and then season 2 OVA, season 3 OVA, and then on to season 4. But until then, our watch has ended.
Officially, this is the end of the season watch.
Right. But we'll be back with more. And season 4 is so good.
Yeah. Oh, this is where I'm going to get more pumped and yeah.
Yeah.
Season 4, I got super juiced every time at the end of the episode. And I'm someone that always waits for the dubbed. But I couldn't with season 4. Yeah. I went subbed through the whole season. I was like, I can't hold off.
Yeah, there's so many episodes that I was just waiting for because being that I've, read the manga and everything, just waiting to see it actually, come to life. So anyway, we'll talk about it when we get there. Like I said, our watch has ended. I've been Tim.
And I've been Evan.
Take care, guys.
Have a good one.
Am I getting through to you at all?